Friday.
Wind it up, baby.
Hey! All right, all you sports fans, are you ready for the most intense, hard-rocking sports show in Tampa Bay? Well, the next hour will totally blow you away with all the facts and top celebrities and the sports scene today.
Hi, this is Evander Holyfield, and you're talking sports with Randy Harris.
Randy's on the sports scene, he's working all the time. Brings you all the scores you need, so get him on the line. Pick up the phone and call him now and say what's on your mind. They should pay him double cause he's working overtime.
This is Evander Holyfield.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't think he believes it.
This is Larry Hirsch.
Greg LeBron, Jim Palmer, Tony Fernandez, Hardy Nickerson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Randy.
This is Dan Murphy. My two-man Randy Savage.
Ray Nitschke.
Chris Evert.
George Foreman, and I'm talking sports with Randy Harris.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Randy Harris. I don't think he believes it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's very important you don't stink today.
The Macho Man Randy Savage, and when I want to catch up on all the sports, I listen to the Randy Harris Show. That's the bottom line.
866-10-1340. I normally don't give out the numbers.
And especially to lead off with, let's go ahead and get that.
And even more crazy, we really don't even have time to take calls today.
Yeah, it's a fairly stacked lineup for
Fairly.
today.
First and foremost, at the bottom of the hour, and I'm pretty excited about it, one of the greatest Major League Baseball players of all time.
Hall of Famer.
Steve Garvey.
Yep. Dodger great, Padre great. And looking forward to talking to him.
You know, I wanted to argue with you. Shocking.
I thought you were going to say something like out of the ordinary.
No, I mean that Dodger great, yes.
Yeah.
Padre great. And then
his
looked it up.
His numbers retired.
No, I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and again, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Mm.
His number's not retired in L.A., I don't believe.
No, it's not.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Well, then to me, that would mean lead more towards a Padre great than a Dodger great, if that's the case. If we're looking at it in that way.
But it could also mean that the Padres, which is true, were not on the level of the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it might be easier, right, to be a legend in San Diego. It may be easier to be a legend in Tampa Bay than in New York.
Oh, yeah. I'll agree with that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't add some conflict because I'm agreeing with you, but I definitely see that, and especially with the quality of players at that time, the markets are a little bit different. So I agree with that. But either way, Hall of Famer, great player, and he's going to be live with us at the bottom of the hour.
He has a big auction coming up. Mike from Kinetix. We're going to do another segment of Queer Eye for the Sports Guy for a particular reason. I think you're going to like it. Ralph Garcia from the WCFL, an event right around the corner on May 3rd. Who else? Summer Lot, big golf tournament right around the corner.
That we do.
I sent a tweet out, and what we're doing is the fifth caller that calls and gets on the show is going to win race tickets. Let's go to our first call of the day. Pete. Pete, how are you? Is Pete there?
Pete dropped. I think he's calling back.
Okay. I think Pete hung up because he was the first caller.
Earth to Pete. He wants to hold out for number 5.
Exactly. So we'll try to get back to Pete later on. We're going to get a hold of Mike from Kinetix. Day 5 of no soda for me.
I'm surprised you haven't scratched away the skin on your neck.
You know, it's one of those. I want it, but I don't. I don't need it.
No, you don't need it, and especially the diet type, which are actually more addicting than regular soda.
And that's what I'm finding out.
Yep.
We had Mike Dolce on Wednesday night's show from the Dolce Diet, who called it poison.
That's exactly what it is. Dropping some nutrition knowledge on us.
Yeah.
Great.
So I was pretty pumped about that. Antonio Tarver. Oh, no, I'll save the Antonio Tarver news.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've got pretty big Antonio Tarver news, and we'll get to that here shortly. Ronda Rousey made some comments about Fallon Fox.
Finally, I'm surprised it took as long as it has, because this has been going on for a while now. And
I'm surprised she made a comment at all, seeing that Matt Mitrione got suspended for making a comment.
I think she went about it the right way, though. She not only basically agreed with Mitrione, she also said that he was stupid for using the types of words he used, going about it the way he did. And so she said it without being as disrespectful.
For those who don't know who or what we're talking about, Fallon Fox, the former man who is now a woman, who will be fighting down south in the Miami area the end of next month against Alana Jones. And Alana Jones will be on, you know what, let's get her on both shows. We're going to get her on Knockout Radio, but let's get her on, the Friday afternoon show as well, and just see where she's coming from and her thoughts. And from what I was told, her thinking is if she goes out and wins this fight, with all the publicity that's going to be going on, that this is what can help set her off.
Oh, sure.
On a whole new line.
Yeah, absolutely. It's use this as an even larger stepping stone. Otherwise, without all the controversy surrounding it, it's just another fight, really. But you take this opportunity, strike while the iron's hot, and elevate your career from an early standpoint.
So Alana Jones taking on Fallon Fox at the end of next month. We'll have her on as we get closer. But from Kinetix, over in Pinellas Park, corner of Park Boulevard and 49th Street, a fairly new, I don't want to keep saying it's new because it's been open for a little bit now, but a fairly new health club. I tried to sneak in and sneak out yesterday, but I got caught. On the line with this from Kinetix. Mike, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I tried to sneak out, but I got caught.
Yeah, I mean, hiding behind a little small Bible of some sort probably won't cover you up, I'm sure.
Well, I appreciate you calling it a Bible, but it was my cell phone. So.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to get back into it. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm trying to drink 110 ounces of water a day. I've cut out the diet soda. But I also need to get back in the gym, and that's what I've started doing. So talk to us a little bit about kicking it off again. It's one thing if you're already in the gym for X amount of months. But let's talk about, the novice, the guy who's going to walk in, the female that's going to walk in for the first time. How do we get started?
We make it very easy to get started with us. When you join as a member, we give you an hour session with the personal trainers. That's your time to sit down with them, tell them a little bit about yourself, what your goals are. A lot of people will come in, that they met with a doctor and they have started having health issues. So we make it very easy to get started and them to be able to work with you and kind of get to know you a little bit as a person and what your goals are. Some people come in just to, they want to tone up, lose weight, that kind of stuff. And then others may have experienced a recent basketball game with some people and was winded thinking they could play basketball and just couldn't quite make it, and then they're back in as of yourself of yesterday. Is that correct?
That's a pretty good story about the basketball, and yes, that is mean. I don't have a problem talking about it. So let me ask you, if somebody's just trying to get back in shape, and we're going to try to kick this off where we do this more often, do more weights, do more cardio, which is better, 50-50, what?
Well, we would recommend probably a 2 to 3 times a week visits, starting out with very lightweight, and 30-minute sessions, just kind of ease it into it. A lot of people make the mistake of, coming in, I'm going to do what I used to do. I used to be able to do this. I'm going to do it again, and then they hurt themselves, or they feel sore for the next 3 or 4 days. And you really can't do that trying to get back into a workout program. So you need to ease into it, and that's one of the things that the trainers can kind of help you, guide you, and do that for you.
It's interesting that you brought that up, and we are talking to Mike from Kinetix, located in Pinellas Park, 49th Street and Park Boulevard. You definitely want to check them out. Brand new equipment. It's just a phenomenal place. One of the reasons that I've had such a hard time in a gym is I don't feel anything. I'll go in for a half an hour. I'll go in for 45 minutes. I'll do cardio. I'll do some weights, and I don't even feel like I've been there. Am I not working out hard enough? Am I not doing the right things? Am I not lifting enough weight? What am I doing wrong?
Well, I would invite you to work out with me. I'd be happy to work out with you as your workout partner and kind of learn a little bit more about you and what you're doing. But when I say 2 to 3 times a week, that's a recommendation to kind of ease yourself back in and getting started. You would want to build up from that. So if you've been here for about 2 to 4 weeks working out 3 times a week, then you're going to want to step it up after those initial 3 to 4 weeks and do maybe 4 or 5 times a week. and longer time sessions. So instead of 30 minutes, trying an hour. Do your weights first, then do cardio for 30 minutes afterwards, and increasing those the weights and the resistant type stuff. So.
Now, I know I'm asking questions related to me, but it's also to a lot of listeners who I'm sure go through and feel the same kind of thing. When I go in and do cardio personally, I'll do cardio for a half an hour. I'll do cardio for 45 minutes, and I don't sweat. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
Well, I mean, you are burning calories, but the intensity may not be there that you need. The intensity is a key. A lot of people come in, they'll do a set of 10, and with a machine or something, and they'll rest or talk for 5 minutes, and then they'll do another set of 10 and rest or talk for 5 minutes, or they may not walk on the treadmill, but just at a normal walking pace. So we need to develop a program or create some kind of system where they can constantly be pushing themselves, but not overdoing it. And that would be a one-on-one kind of get to know them a little bit better and what their goals are.
And that's one of the main differences between Kinetix and a lot of other gyms that I've talked to, driven by, maybe even happen to walk into. If you go into a gym and all they do is give you a membership and you don't have that hands-on help that you guys are providing, you're basically wasting time and wasting money, and that's the advantage of Kinetix.
Correct. Yeah, a lot of people will come in and as far as they share those type stories, they just signed me up with a membership and no one showed me how to use equipment. That's why we give you the free hour session with the trainers. And then if you have questions throughout, you can always ask me, Joe, Carmen, Tom, whoever's around, even the trainers. They'll sit down with you for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and show you, even if after your first free hour session. They do offer boot camp classes. Now we have group fitness classes. That is an instructor that takes 15, 20 people in a class through an entire workout. And that's another benefit to what we offer as far as that goes. You have someone leading you through. It's not a one-on-one thing, but it is with a group of people, which a lot of people like because it's not as intimidating. Hey, I'm working with someone next to me, that may be at my level, and that kind of thing.
How do people get information, website, phone number, just drive in and ask for you guys? Which is best?
Yeah, either way. Phone number, call us at 727-827-7979. Stop by. We always invite you in with a free workout. Come in and check out the place. It's the corner of 49th Street and Park Boulevard.
I see the signs everywhere in that vicinity of Park Boulevard and 49th Street. Is that still the special that's going on? Because that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we offer $19.99 a month. So just stop by. We'll definitely walk you through, give you a free workout, let you try it out, and then if you're interested, we'll talk to you about that stuff.
Easy enough. Mike, thank you very much for your time. We'll talk again next week.
All right, man. Thank you. Looking forward to it. Come back to the gym tomorrow.
We will talk to you very soon. Mike from Kinetix, please, give it a try. And for $20, you can't go wrong.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I have had a lot of people come to me and ask me about is the coaching through certain things. And
it's very important.
And knowing how to do certain exercises, but also the intimidation of going in and not knowing what to do and making yourself look like you don't know what you're doing. So that education there really helps out. And obviously you're going to get more out of your workout if you know what you're doing. So absolutely. Head over there and give them a try. It's not going to hurt. It's only going to help you. So
I'm stalling. Yeah. I'm stalling because
we got more calls coming in.
Oh no, we got a lot of things going on, but
things just keep getting better.
And now Mick Ferrari presents Queer Eye for the Sports Guy with Mick Ferrari.
I want to be really careful how I do and say what I'm about to say. But Mick Ferrari, are you on the line?
Yes, I am, Randy Harris.
Okay, in a non-Queer Eye for the Sports Guy way, you look fabulous.
Good on you, Randy Harris. And is the Juicy Onion there with you?
The Juicy Onion is sitting here with us, and I kind of wanted to get you on because I did stop into Mick Ferrari earlier today. And what happened to you? Half of you is gone.
Well, I have to give it up to our boy Juicy, your co-host and producer Alex. A couple weeks back, he turned me on to the Isagenix diet and nutritional cleanse, and yours truly has lost 60 pounds.
People tell me all the time, you can lose weight doing this. I mean, Alex even talked to me about this stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's great. But until you actually see it, it's one thing, because I know, Alex, you're on it. Absolutely. I know that you take the product, and I know this is going to sound awful, but it doesn't look like you've lost an ounce. Have much to lose, right?
26-year-old Alex didn't really need to lose, but he is tight as a drum. Well, I want to tell you that. We actually took some shots of him before because we were cleanse buddies. Alex actually held my hand the whole time, not literally, but kind of walked me through it. We were cleanse buddies. We did it at the same time. And we took pictures of him before, and he got some pictures afterwards. And I'm going to tell you, I know he lost inches, and he is shredded up like nobody's business.
Okay, now take a breath, because what I was trying to say was that's the case. You look at Alex, and it doesn't look like he needs to lose. And again, I don't mean this disrespectfully. You look like you could lose a pound, and you've lost a ton, and you look great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I feel good. You know, I've always felt light in my loafers, but now I feel especially light in my loafers.
You're light all over. Tell us a little bit about the product. What have you done? Have you suffered at all?
All right. Are you asking me or Juicy?
I'm asking you.
Juicy is the expert. He can tell you all the nutritional breakdown, all like that. It shakes. It's 9. I did the 9-day. I know there's a 30-day. I know Isagenix has all these different programs you could do. Alex is much more knowledgeable about it, obviously. But I did the 9-day. They're shakes and low glycemic, low-calorie meals. I basically was pretty much starving myself, and that first whole wheat grilled chicken wrap that I had felt like a feast to that first day, I got to tell you. And out of the 9 days, you cleanse 4, the third and the fourth day, and the last 2, and it's juice shots. And there's snacks, which are vile, but you can substitute.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Mick, did you just say they're juice shots?
There are juice shots. Shots of juice on the cleanse
shots.
Juice shots.
Well, and the only reason I asked that is because I'm on a little bit of a Twitter war with Sylvester Stallone, who was thinking about bringing in what's the guy from the movie that made all the anti-Semitic remarks?
Oh, Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. And yeah. I went back to him and said, well, I guess there's no Jews that are going to be on this movie. And then you said juice shots, so I thought maybe you would Stallone together.
Juice shots, berry juice.
I got you.
And I don't know what the heck's in there, but it is the stuff. It cleans out your innards in a good way, flushes out your fat cells. Like I said, it will get you light in your loafers in more ways than one. It's really good stuff. And Alex, thank you for turning me on to it.
So there's the endorsement. I just wanted to get you on to talk about it for a minute or two. And
thank you, fellas. I appreciate that. Juicy, how's it going? You doing all right? I ain't seen you in a minute. You doing okay?
I am doing awesome.
Good on you.
Sticking with the products. I'm actually having an Isagenix protein bar as we speak.
He is a walking advertisement, this guy.
It's best to be a product of the product, be the billboard.
Well, but that's why I wanted to get Mick on. And Mick, thank you very much for the call, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
I appreciate it, fellas. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
The reason that I wanted to get Mick on is you're involved with the product.
Correct.
And I don't mean this in any wrong way. I know you stand behind the product. I know you like the product. Mm-hmm. I know you've been on the product. But it's different to get somebody who is buying the product, who is purchasing the product, who is using the product, not as a quote-unquote employee.
Correct, yeah.
So it's a lot different. And when I walked in and saw Mick earlier today, I was floored.
He has lost about 55 to 60 pounds, and it's really incredible how he has gone from not only from losing the weight and the inches lost, but also his health.
That's worth saying twice, and the inches lost.
That's the biggest thing. So the idea behind Isagenix is to get people healthy. The side effect of that is the losing of the weight and the losing of inches. So the most important thing is getting people healthy. We already talked about this Wednesday with Mike Dolce. Very similar thought process. It's a holistic way of going about things. And it's all about extending your life, extending and improving your quality of life so you can live to see your grandkids, your great-grandkids.
866-10-1340. If you want to pick up the phone, give us a call. We are giving away a pair of tickets today. Compliments of Ferg Sports Bar for your Tampa Bay Rays. We also have a copy of Knuckleball featuring the 2012 Cy Young Award winner R.A. Dickey. So we're going to talk about that and give that away. Coming at the bottom of the hour, a living legend and a Tampa product, Steve Garvey. A whole lot still to get to, and we're going to do it when we get back.
Hello, I'm Charles Howell from the PGA Tour, and you're talking sports with Randy Harris.
If you want to look your best, you need Mick for hair. Mick Ferrari is Tampa Bay's hairstylist to the stars. Mick has spent 25 years keeping the Bay Area beautiful and is the official hair care provider for Talking Sports. To look your best, you need to go to the best. And the best in the Bay is Mick Ferrari. For information or to book your consultation with Mick, visit his website at mick4hair.com. That's mick4hair.com. Call Mick for Hair direct at 727-573-9711. That's 573-9711.
Great food and good times at Babalu Restaurant and Bar, located at 9246 4th Street North in St. Petersburg. From the breakfast, Atkins, and full menu to the beer, wine, and liquor bar, Babalu Restaurant has it all. Check out their menus online at babalueats.com and then dine in, carry out, or get it delivered. Wings, burgers, sandwiches, and much, much more for the whole family at Babalu Restaurant and Bar in St. Pete on 4th Street and 92nd Avenue.
Regal Entertainment Group, where we do entertainment big. Regal Cinemas Theaters feature stadium seating, crystal clear picture quality, and the latest of digital surround sound. Interested in free movies, popcorn, soft drinks, and more? Join the Regal Crown Club. Membership is free. As a member, you'll earn credits for free concessions and movie tickets, learn about monthly offers, and can create your own personalized movie page. Sign up at regmovies.com or at any Regal Cinemas Theater. Become a Regal Crown Club member today.
This is World Traveler Randy Harris, and I'm always looking for hidden jewels for my audience, and I found another one. It's the #1 tour in Cozumel, so cut loose with salsa and salsa. Tease your taste buds while making salsas and drinking unlimited margaritas. Then bust some salsa moves with the famous dancing chefs. Salsa and Salsa Cozumel shares the tastes and sounds of the Caribbean. Join the dancing chefs for a mixture of fun and laughter on Cozumel's #1 tour. Surprise yourself and find out why they say, Olé! Check them out at salsaandsalsa.com.
Hi, this is George Foreman, and I'm talking sports with Randy Harris.
Hey, let's go back to the Talking Sports Show.
All right, we are back hanging out in studio. I'll be in studio. We'll be in studio for a couple weeks now.
Which will be an oddity for you. You're usually out and about.
Yeah, no road trips. UFC in New Jersey coming up, but I'm not leaving until Saturday morning. And I'm going to fly in and fly out. Big fight.
Oh, wow.
John Jones against Chael P. Sonnen.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also looking forward to our next guest. Steve Garvey coming up in about 10 minutes or so. But on the line with us right now, probably my favorite Tampa Bay Ray of all time, and of course now my favorite Atlanta Brave of all time, BJ Upton. BJ, how are you?
Good, Randy. What's going on, man? How are you?
Doing well. Talk to us real quick about life now in Atlanta. Like we talked about in spring training, it's got to be great. Brother there, new team, new start, new everything.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Like you said, I have my brother here with me, and I walked into a great situation. A lot of young guys on this team, a lot like the clubhouse was in Tampa. So we're just out here having a lot of fun, man, and, having a pretty good season so far.
What's it like working for basically a guy that I went to high school, Frank Wren?
Good, man. Frank's been great. Obviously, Frank's the one that brought me into Atlanta. And, he's up front with me from the start and said that he'd like for me to be a part of his organization, a part of his team. And, felt like that, added me to the team. We could do a lot of big things. And, like you said, I'm excited to be here. And we have a great team and just looking forward to, a championship year.
Did you have any idea, when it was time to move on, you're going to Atlanta, any idea that Justin might play into this?
I had no clue. I mean, obviously there's that possibility, especially with the trade talks that were going around with the Mets at the time. And, at that point, there's a possibility for any team. And, little did I know that it was going to be the Atlanta Braves. And, I just know that they had a legit chance at getting them, because you hear the talks, and the talks mean one thing, but something totally different could be going on behind closed doors. But this one, seemed to hold up, and he's here with me now, and he's a part of this ball club with me, and we're having a great time with it.
Talk to us a little bit about the difference in going from such a small market team here with the Tampa Bay Rays and going to a larger market team, not quite New York, Boston, or LA, but definitely a larger market up in Atlanta. How has that affected or How has that been playing up there?
You know what? It's not that big of a difference. I mean, obviously the fans are excited. There's a little bit bigger of a buzz, and I just think overall, man, there's just a little bit more history behind the Braves. I mean, obviously the Tampa Bay Rays are a great organization, but I think still young in terms of baseball when you speak of the Yankees and the Red Sox and teams like that. They've been around for a number of years, and just like the Braves. And for me, that's the only difference. But the fans are passionate, and you know what? They're excited to see us play.
BJ, let me ask you this. I know you and I talked about it during spring training. There was a lot of talk. Arguably, the best outfield in baseball is now in Atlanta. And I kind of chuckle, and I even told Frank Wren your comment. Your comment was, let us get on the field first. Let us get out of spring training first. And I know you don't necessarily read the papers and listen to the media, but how much pressure is on you guys when you're being called the best outfield in baseball?
You know what? We try not to look at that too much. And like I said before, man, we just want to go out and play. We all understand the potential and the things that could happen, but we just have to go out and do what we can do to help this ball club win. And I think the rest of it fall into place. But overall, man, we just want to play and help this ball club win in any way we can, and that's our main goal.
Speaking of helping the ball club win, just talk to us a little bit about what was your feeling. How were you reacting to the situation last week when you came up in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game, and then Justin comes up and finishes off the game, and being a part of baseball history?
I mean, I don't think ever in a million years me and my brother thought that we would have that opportunity. And with us being on the same team, obviously there's a little bit more chance, but you still don't think it's going to happen. But that's definitely number one on our list. I think we've homered on the same day a couple of times, a number of times over the years playing. And for us to do something like that last week, probably number one on our list. And we're very excited for each other.
On the line with Atlanta Brave, BJ Upton. BJ, let me ask you this. Competition on the field every day with your opponent. How much competition with your brother now, as a teammate? You guys have to have some things going, right?
No, not at all, actually.
Really?
No, I think that's something that we just kind of grown out of, man, as we've gotten older. I think our main goal is to see each other succeed and to help each other succeed in any way possible. And, like I said, our main goal is we're not competing against each other. We're competing against those other 9 guys on the baseball field on the other side. And our main goal is to help each other and to stay behind each other and support each other.
Well, speaking of goals, which you just brought up, what are your goals for, let's say, this year up there in Atlanta?
I want a championship. I've been to the playoffs. I've won a league championship. I've been to the World Series and obviously came up a little short. So my main goal is that ring. And I think that's everybody's goal out of spring training. And I believe we have the ball club to do it. We just have to keep doing the things we're doing and then do the little things and then hopefully get everybody rolling here pretty soon.
What was it like the first day that you walked into the Atlanta Braves clubhouse, I guess, up in Kissimmee at Walt Disney World? Was it like changing schools and now you're in a new school with a new class?
You know what? It was kind of like, when you change schools, but all the people that went to that other school. So you just kind of walked into basically the same situation, but just a lot of new faces, a lot of familiar faces, and I felt like I fit right in from day one. I mean, these guys welcomed me with open arms and excited that obviously that I was here. And I played against a lot of them coming up in the minor leagues and played against a lot of them over the years, in the league. So it wasn't a big adjustment for me, man, and it was they made me feel like I've been here the whole entire time with them.
All right, you know me pretty well. We've talked plenty of baseball. That's enough baseball talk. Let's talk about some other things. You've been following up on some MMA like we talked about in spring training?
You know what, man? It's been tough since the season started, man. Things have been kind of hectic, been moving around, obviously, with the opening week, and then we came out on a road trip and, pretty serious here in Washington. So it's been tough for me to kind of catch up on it.
Kind of stinks when a job gets in the way of, enjoying yourself, huh?
Yeah, but you know what? We get about 5 months off in the off season, so I think I can handle it for 6 or 7.
There you go. Talk about real quick, and then I'll let you go. I know you have other things to do. People don't realize you guys work basically 7 days a week, and I think fans forget that you go to the park every day. You do things, to leading up to the game. You play almost every single day. How many days off do you get schedule-wise? 1 or 2 a month?
Maybe none. I mean, it all depends. Luckily we've had a stretch this last week where I think we're going to draw about 3 off days, but I think after that, I think we go maybe 21 or 22 straight. So, it's tough at times, but you know what? This is what I signed up for. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I enjoy it.
Growing up here in the Tampa Bay area many, many years ago, and we won't say how many, the only baseball team that we got, the only team that we listened to on the radio was the Atlanta Braves, and it's so cool to now kind of go back to my childhood and follow the Atlanta Braves like I did quite a few years ago. BJ, I am extremely happy and excited for you, and hopefully we can talk again real soon.
Always, Randy, man. I appreciate it.
We'll talk to you soon. BJ Upton, everybody, former Tampa Bay Ray, now living the dream in Atlanta.
Lucky. I one of the things being born in Kentucky is I also, as a kid, followed the Braves, not the Reds, as many might think, but that was my dream when I was a kid. I always wanted to play pro baseball, but I wanted to play for the Braves. So good for him to put his time in and have a great time, do well playing with the Rays down here, and then moving on to a storied franchise up there.
And he's got a great general manager in Frank Wren, went to Northeast High School here in the Tampa Bay area in St. Pete, and wish him nothing but the best. And I can't wait to go up to Atlanta. As you know, we have relatives, or I have relatives that live in the area.
Absolutely.
And I will head up there and catch some games up there with BJ, and really excited for him. And I was excited to see him in spring training, and it was kind of cool for him. Like, I saw him playing the Phillies, and he's living at home.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's not driving. It was kind of cool.
Worry about staying in a hotel or anything like that.
So let's follow his career and let's see what happens. BJ and Justin, and just a beast of a team right now up there in Atlanta. You still have a long way to go.
They're 8-1,
and I remember him saying that. He looked at me, and goes, "Can we play a game first? Can we play a series first? Can we get some things done first?" All right, so we need to hit this break. When we come back, another MLB legend coming up, Steve Garvey, after the break.
It's BJ Upton. You're talking sports with Randy Harris.
Great food and good times at Babalu Restaurant and Bar, located at 9246 4th Street North in St. Petersburg. From the breakfast, Atkins, and full menu to the beer, wine, and liquor bar, Babalu Restaurant has it all. Check out their menus online at babalueats.com and then dine in, carry out, or get it delivered. Wings, burgers, sandwiches, and much, much more for the whole family at Babalu Restaurant and Bar in St. Pete on 4th Street and 92nd Avenue.
You're hungry. Where do you go to eat?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
You want to have a drink? Where do you go?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Having a get-together with the guys from the softball team? Where do you do it?
That's right, Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Located at 1320 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, right across from Tropicana Field, Berg's is the best place to take the whole family for food and fun. Going to a Rays game? Have dinner before the game at Berg's, and after the Rays win, come and celebrate with all your friends at Berg's, right across from the Trop. So come down and see Berg and the whole gang at Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
This is World Traveler Randy Harris, and I'm always looking for hidden jewels for my audience, and I found another one. It's the #1 tour in Cozumel, so cut loose with Salsa and Salsa. Tease your taste buds while making salsas and drinking unlimited margaritas. Then bust some salsa moves with the famous dancing chefs. Salsa and Salsa Cozumel shares the tastes and sounds of the Caribbean. Join the dancing chefs for a mixture of fun and laughter on Cozumel's #1 tour. Surprise yourself and find out why they say, Olé! Check them out at salsaandsalsa.com.
Check out our friends at West Chase Golf Club, just north of the airport off the Veteran Expressway, for a beautiful and challenging course. I've been out there many times, and the greens are great. Quiet, upscale, but very public, West Chase is consistently ranked in the top 10 nationally and number 1 in the state of Florida for customer service by the National Golf Foundation. Ask about the Advantage Card. Just $25 for Florida residents, and you'll get up to 40% off your greens fees, free use of the GPS system, and a bunch more. Log on to westchasegc.com for more. West Chase Golf Club. It's not private. You'll just think it is.
The Pressbox Sports Emporium is Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game. Known for their chicken wings and the best burgers in town, the Pressbox also features a full menu, daily happy hours and specials, and of course a special menu for the kids. Check out the new 12 draft system, or the boxing or WWE pay-per-view parties. Go to PressboxSports.com for more information and money-saving coupons. Proudly serving South Tampa for over 20 years. The Pressbox Sports Emporium at 222 South Dale Mabry in Tampa.
Hi, this is John Austin, host of the book club on the Tan Talk Radio Network. I spent 35 years in publishing, and today I want to tell you about a book that can change people's lives. The book is No Cash, No Problem, and the author is Dave Wagenford with Ali Pervez. Dave Wagenford is one of the greatest barter experts in the world, and he's bartered over $500 million worth of goods and services. You want to remodel your house, but the cost is just too high, or maybe there's an automobile that you've dreamed of owning but thought you never could afford. This book will tell you how you can do both of those things, plus hundreds more with little or no cash and without going into hock for the rest of your life. Maybe you're a business owner with a cash flow problem that leads to low or non-existent profits. Read this book and see how you can increase your cash flow and your profits by time-proven techniques. The book again is No Cash, No Problem, and you can buy it now on Amazon for just $7.98 for the ebook edition. Do yourself a big favor and buy it today.
Hey, let's go back to the Talking Sports Show.
How do you move on from talking with BJ Upton, the center fielder of the Atlanta Braves? I'll tell you how. You move on to one of the greatest players to ever play the game, 10-time All-Star, the 81 World Series champ, 4 Gold Gloves, the 74 National League MVP. On and on, I could list it, but it would take another 2 hours to go through everything. Mr. Steve Garvey, how are you?
Hey, Randy, it's easy. You went to the slower guy second, the slower, shorter guy. So. But I hope that was a good interview. The Upton brothers are going to make quite an impact in Atlanta. It's going to be fun to watch them.
Yeah, it is going to be fun, and I talked to BJ about what they're calling the best outfield in baseball, and it was funny because BJ said, let us play a few games. But what I want to talk to you about, what was arguably one of the best infields back in the day. Talk about what that was like. Say, Russell, Lopes, and, of course, Steve Garvey.
Well, Randy, we like to think of it arguably as the greatest infield in history because it's one thing to have us play 8.5 years, which is an all-time record. But if you look at the individuals, if you go to MLB.com and you pull up Say and then Russell, Lopes, and myself, some pretty good ball players that played together not only for longevity, for consistency, durability, the number of postseasons we went to, collectively in what was a very competitive era with the Cincinnati Reds, the Big Red Machine, and the Phillies, and, of course, the Yankees and so forth. So it was an honor to be part of that. And we were, ironically, just together last Saturday. We did a memorabilia show in Los Angeles, and it was great to see the guys. And we're all getting a little older now, but the important thing is everybody really loves those moments. I just got kissed by my daughters here, so it was, you have to excuse the breathing. But it was quite a time to play. And I don't think the record will be broken because the economics have changed so much that it's tough to keep one guy on a team, much less 4.
Sure. Talk to us for a second what it was like to go to the park every day and expect to win. I've talked to a lot of athletes, and, they can tell you whatever they want to tell you, but they don't expect to win every single day. Some of those Los Angeles Dodger teams not only expected, but did.
Well, starting in about 1974, when the great draft class of 68 finally came together, and I had come over to first base. I was the last piece of that infield puzzle. There was a quiet confidence we were starting to gain, and we set our goal of world championship. And we thought that anything less was going to be excuses. And I think you need to do that if you want to be a consistent winner. If you want to take the field and have the other team respect you, and and you want to go deep into the postseason as many years as we did, then you have to set your goals high, and we did that. And ultimately, by 77, 78, it was big Yankee World Series, and then culminating with the World Championship in '81. It was quite a Dodger era, and again, it was a golden era in baseball.
Hey, Steve, this is Alex, and you have had so many great moments in your storied career. Randy mentioned just a small handful when he introduced you. Which one meant the most to you, or which was your favorite moment out of your entire career?
Well, I think if you play a team sport and you win a world championship, that has to be the moment, because that's what team sport championships are all about. Whether it's 12 guys on a basketball team or 40 on a football or 25 on a baseball team, the journey each year culminating with a world championship is what you dream about, as a kid. And I remember, and I grew up in the Tampa Bay area, in North Tampa, and I remember we had 12 or 13 grapefruit trees and orange trees in the backyard, and I used to collect the little ones that fell. And I'd go out in the front yard, and it would be Yankees against the Dodgers, and invariably I'd be up in the bottom of the ninth for one of the two teams, depending on who I liked that day, and dreaming of being in the World Series. And it's amazing when you're a kid and you do those kind of things, dreams do come true. And for all those times hitting those little grapefruits and the neighbors saying, Stevie, you got to pick those up, the times being in the World Series, and then ultimately that last out, Game 6 of 1981 at Yankee Stadium, and seeing Kenny Landreau squeeze it, and then the obligatory, going to the mound, had to be the highlight.
Steve, is it possible to get baseball back to what it was back when you played, back when really baseball was the only thing to listen to, the only thing to watch? I think today there's so many other things going on that it's not the same.
Well, you're right. That's the biggest challenge that baseball has now is capturing the youth, and I think it's wonderful that girls softball is so prevalent now, and the number of women participating. But until we have women in professional baseball, the major leagues, it's a male-dominated sport. We have to capture that young male. We've gotten down to T-ball, starting them at 4 or 5 years of age, and then coach pitch. We have to make it appealing, and there are so many options now. Just look at the X Games and the number of disciplines in that. The evolution of basketball and football. Now hockey is prevalent in the United States. So we have to work hard. We really have to go out and provide fields, provide programs and equipment for our young youth. And I think the biggest challenge we have now is the influx of international players. We have over 40% are Latino players now. There seem to be more Asian players. So we really have to focus on developing our American players so that they can live out our national pastime dream.
Alex threw me a softball, and he laid a perfect segue when he asked about, some of the memories that mean the most to you, which would have been a perfect segue into the big auction with a lot of your memorabilia. It's for prostate cancer awareness. Talk about the auction and talk about some of the items that you've donated for this cause.
Well, briefly, last spring I saw my PSA counts, which is a detection of prostate cancer, start to elevate. Talked to my internist. She said, let's wait a couple months, take another one. Did that in June, elevated. So I went to UCLA Urology Department. I'm on the board of neurosurgery at UCLA, but I went there, talked to Dr. Mark Litwin, who's the chair, and he said, well, let's go step by step. He said, if it's just risen in the last year, he said, hopefully we've been able to catch it early. So I did a biopsy. There's a Gleason score that determines cancer. I remember 2 days after we did that, I was watching my son play football, kind of in practice, and I was sitting on the bench, and I got the call, and the doctor said, well, you have cancer. And it's amazing when your mortality now is in front of you, and you hear the word cancer, and you know what cancer can do. Everything seemed to stop. There was no sound. It seemed like the sun, a cloud went in front of the sun. And then he said, but you know what? I think we've caught it early enough, and I feel confident we can beat it. And of course, now you start to breathe a little bit. It gets a little lighter. The sun came out. and we went aggressively after it and had a radical prostatectomy the end of October. Went through the healing process. The doctor said after the operation that he thought it was self-contained, encapsulated in the prostate, and didn't seem to be spreading in the lymph nodes. So he said, let's wait 3 months. And a month ago, I got my first PSA test back, and it was 0.1 negative, which is virtually clear. So through the grace of God and prayers and a great doctor and medical institution, we've been able to go after this. But when God throws you a curve, we said, there's always a reason for this. We decided that now it's time for somebody like myself who has the visibility and the name recognition to talk about prostate awareness, talk about my experience, and hopefully influence men to take their PSA test. And to go a long way to answer to your question, we're sitting there as a family deciding, how we're going to go about this. And one of my sons looks at some of my memorabilia, and he said, Dad, why don't we auction it off? Let's raise some money. And we've watched and looked at all this stuff for a number of years now. It doesn't take away the awards and achievements. And what do you think? I said, I'm proud of you. I said, I'm proud of you realizing that life's a lot about giving back. So we contacted SCP Auctions, and they said, would love to work with you. We have about 70% of my memorabilia, things like World Series trophy and MVP award. I've got rings from World Series and postseason. A lot of very interesting stuff, and it's on auction right now. It started the 10th. It'll go to the 27th, and a significant portion of funds raised will go towards the fight against prostate cancer.
And it sounds like, and I did some research, and SCP obviously got in touch with me about this. It sounds like it wasn't a difficult decision to do this, to make these donations. And people say, gosh, how can you do this? How can you give this memorabilia away? And I said, there comes a point in our lives, and I think everybody in this auction is older now. Havlicek and Reggie Jackson and Gretzky and Raleigh Fingers, Chris Mullins, and there are things that we want to do in life. And it doesn't take away the award itself or the moment or the memories. What it is the figural presence of it, and why not share it? I think that's all of us guys. I think feel the same way. Let's share it with people who are fans, maybe fans of the Dodgers or Celtics or A's or whatever, and take the proceeds and see if we can work with it. So in the first few minutes, it's tough. You look at it, and it's taken for granted for years. Everything's there. It looks great. People come in, they oogle over it, and they'd love to touch it. But for you, it's been there. So that was our approach, and I think the auction's going well. And it's moments like this, sharing with you guys, especially in my old hometown area, that make it worthwhile. And we were very excited to get you on, knowing that you are here from Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area. Before I let you go, give me your thoughts when Tampa Bay finally got a baseball team. What was the first thing that went through your mind?
Well, I thought, what a perfect place to have a major league team. The number of players that have come out of that area. I mean, you could put a phenomenal all-star team together with the players from the Tampa Bay area. And then to see the team gradually grow over time, have some success, recently. I think they're well-owned, well-managed. It's a smaller market per se, so you really have to watch your spending. But I think in time, and God willing, with a new stadium in the future, it'll continue to explode. But it's a great baseball area, and one of the few areas that really in this country back in the 50s really began the youth baseball movement. I know my dad and 6 gentlemen started the second Little League in Tampa in a place called Drew Park, and I had to play at 7 guys. Back then it was 8 to 12, but we didn't have enough guys, so I started at 7 in right field in the puddles when it was thunderstorming. So it was a great time to grow up and a great area to grow up.
For people that want to get more information on this awesome auction and obviously an awesome charity, scpauctions.com. Steve Garvey, thank you very much for your time. Hopefully we can get you back on and talk some baseball down the road. Great. And guys, even an old guy can go on Twitter now. So Steve Garvey 6, anybody that's on Twitter, please tweet me, and I'll add more followers, and I'll be theirs. If you can send that out, Wegs, we'll get that done. And I started following you last week when they set up the interview.
Eternal
and
Mail.
I will be in touch via Twitter and email.
Great. Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir. Steve Garvey, I grew up watching the man, and it was just unbelievable. Not the biggest Dodger fan. As you know, I'm not necessarily a fan of teams, but that people. Infield, I'm a fan of people. I'm a fan of the game. I'm a fan of the sport. And another sport that I'm definitely a fan of, mixed martial arts. And before we hit the break, hopefully Ralph is still there. There's an event right around the corner. It's like 2.5 weeks away from WCFL, Ralph Garcia. Ralph, how are you?
Hey, Randy. How's it going, man?
Sorry about that. I know we went over a couple minutes and your time is precious, but a big event that you guys have right around the corner that, again, I will be involved with. I love judging your events, and I'm going to say it to you publicly. I've said it publicly, but you were not on. 2 events the same week, a couple weeks ago. One, the number 2 organization in the country. The other, a nice little amateur event, and I will go to yours 1,000 times more than I'd go to Bellator.
Wow, that means a lot, man, especially coming from you with all the years and experience that you have covering the sport. It's awesome. I appreciate it.
Well, there was a lot of things that you guys have going on. When you go to some of these other events, there's a lull in between. There's a time in between fights. Not only was there very little, if not any, time in between every fight, you had 716 fights.
Yeah, we had a lot of fights that night, and the thing that people love the most about our show is, like you said, there's no space in between the fights, and every fight was action-packed, man.
Great. Yeah, they definitely were great. That was the past. The future is right around the corner, May 3rd. Talk to us about what's coming up.
Yeah, we got Friday, May 3rd. We're doing it on a Friday this time. Doors open at 6. Fights start at 7, I believe. And right now we have about 12, 13 fights on the card. A lot of World-Class Fight League veterans are coming back for this card. One is the 185 champ, who's just been staying busy, Dave Mundell. He wants to fight back on this card, so I'm trying to find him the toughest opponent out there, whether it be Florida or wherever else, at 170. This kid's 9-1. He won at our show first-round submission, and then he won the week later. He fought down south, won first-round knockout against a really experienced opponent, so he's on fire right now. We have the main event, which is going to be Dominic Tominelli, who's a beast, a heavyweight. You've seen him fight twice for us. He's 3-0, coming up from Naples. He's going to be fighting Chris Harp in a rematch. They fought for us before 2 shows ago, and it went to decision, and Dominic won. But this time with ground and pound, Chris Harp is telling me it's going to be a whole different story. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be our first heavyweight title.
I would suggest fans that want to come to this, and correct me if I'm wrong, they should buy tickets now because of the success that you guys have had in the past. It's very likely to sell out, and Fire Marshal Dan might be standing at the door if you don't have a ticket.
Yeah, exactly, man. I was like, all the feedback and all the fans' response and people coming out to support amateur fighters and our organization. We've been blessed with the turnouts that we've been having. And it's funny because a few years ago, I was even one of the guys saying from going to a lot of these shows that maybe Tampa is an MMA market, but I've definitely changed my mind in the last 6-7 months, man. It's just getting the right people and getting the contacts and making people happy, man. That's what it is.
Well, and not to throw, some more attaboys or ass kissing or whatever, people are going to call it. There's a reason that you've been successful where other companies that have tried to do things in the Tampa Bay area have not. And so a lot of that goes to you and a lot of that goes to Dwayne, what you guys are putting together, the product that you're putting in the cage. So it's not just, the fans. It's not just, the fighters, even though the fighters are heavily involved. It's the organization behind it that's getting this whole thing together as well.
Yeah, and like I said, I can't say enough about the local fans, support from all the schools that we're getting and the fighters. And, man, I don't know if you've been looking at the new the interviews that we have up for this next one, the build-up and stuff. It looks like UFC quality. And I'm going to go on record right now to say our video guy, Jared, he's the best video guy in the area because wait till you see these videos, man. The interviews are top-notch. I feel like I'm watching the build-up for a countdown for UFC.
Where can people get tickets? How do they get them so that they can get them today, tomorrow, this weekend?
Okay. You go to worldclassfightleague.com and you get tickets right online. I believe we're going to have tickets on sale by Monday. And if not, if you know one of the local fighters that's going to be on the card, they should have tickets for their school. So they'll have a bunch of tickets they can sell to their fan base or to friends that they have and family. But if not, the easiest way, like you said, it sells out quick. You could buy a table or you could buy tickets. We have VIP. We have general, and then we have preferred seating, which is in between. And like I said, you can get those online, worldclassfightleague.com.
There you go. Ralph, thank you very much for your time. Let's get you back on again either Wednesday or next Friday because it's right around the corner.
For sure,
it's almost fight time.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be on next week again, Randy. I appreciate all your support, man. I can't say enough about you guys over there at Knockout Radio.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. That is Ralph Garcia, World Class Fight League. We will have tickets to give away starting next week. We're going to hit a quick break. When we come back, we're going to brag a little bit because it's not just Masters time. It's time to talk about our golf team, and we're going to do that with Summer Lott when we come back.
Hi, this is Steve Garvey, and you're talking sports with the Randy Harris.
You're hungry. Where do you go to eat?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
You want to have a drink? Where do you go?
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Having a get-together with the guys from the softball team? Where do you do it?
That's right, Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Located at 1320 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, right across from Tropicana Field. Berg's is the best place to take the whole family for food and fun. Going to a Rays game? Have dinner before the game at Berg's, and after the Rays win, come and celebrate with all your friends at Berg's, right across from the Trop. So come down and see Berg and the whole gang at Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
Berg Sports Bar and Grill.
If you want to look your best, you need Mick for hair. Mick Ferrari is Tampa Bay's hairstylist to the stars. Mick has spent 25 years keeping the Bay Area beautiful and is the official hair care provider for Talking Sports. To look your best, you need to go to the best. And the best in the Bay is Mick Ferrari. For information or to book your consultation with Mick, visit his website at mickforhair.com. That's mickforhair.com. Call Mick for Hair direct at 727-573-9711. That's 573-9711.
This is World Traveler Randy Harris, and I'm always looking for hidden jewels for my audience, and I found another one. It's the #1 tour in Cozumel, so cut loose with Salsa and Salsa. Tease your taste buds while making salsas and drinking unlimited margaritas. Then bust some salsa moves with the famous dancing chefs. Salsa and Salsa Cozumel shares the tastes and sounds of the Caribbean. Join the dancing chefs for a mixture of fun and laughter on Cozumel's #1 tour. Surprise yourself and find out why they say Olé! Check them out at salsaandsalsa.com.
This is Bob the Beast Sapp, and you're listening to Talking Sports with Randy Harris. I'm gonna knock him out.
Hey, let's go back to the Talking Sports Show.
Apologize, we are way over on time, but when you get BJ Upton on and then you get the legend Steve Garvey on, things tend to happen. So real quickly, let's go back to the phone lines. Summer Lott on the phone with us as we're going to talk about the charity golf tournament right around the corner. We could talk Masters, or we could talk about our foursome that's coming in to kick butt on April 25th.
Hello, Randy. How are you?
I'm fine, Summer. How are you? I got a major announcement that I've held back until you came on.
What is that?
Are you by any chance a Rocky Balboa fan?
Of course. Who isn't?
Well, it just so happens I'm changing some of the members of the team that will be coming out on April 25th. And we have just added from Rocky VI, he was known in the movie as Mason the Line Dixon. Antonio Tarver will be joining us.
How amazing is that? I am so excited. This is going to make a very, very interesting team. Is he a good golfer? That's what I don't know.
I have no idea, to be honest. If he's not a good golfer, he'll punch the ball or something. I don't know.
Exactly. He'll knock somebody out on his way to victory. That's what I know.
I'd say he has a golfing vanity plate on his car. So if that says anything, I hope it.
Yeah, everybody watch out for your team based on that.
Absolutely. Talk to us, real quick about the event. It's coming up right around the corner, April 25th, hosted by MVP Dexter Jackson.
Exactly. We've got less than 2 weeks to go. We've got 2 foursomes left, so if you want one, you better snatch it up now. And we've got a field full of celebrities. It's all for an amazing cause. It's out at Bel Air Country Club. And yes, it's all to raise money for over 5,000 local children in need, benefited by Directions for Living's Children and Family Services. And yeah, we've just got an amazing day planned. We've got over $25,000 in amazing silent auction items, from trips all around the country to, sports memorabilia that you can't find anywhere else, to just really amazing spa and beauty packages for the women and for the men, for that matter. But yeah, we've just got prizes and games all along the course, really delicious meals, incredible tea gifts, cash prizes, whole 9 yards. It's going to be an incredible day that you don't want to miss.
And, of course, the incredible Steve Monroe will be out at one of the holes, and I'll call you later to nail down some of the details on that, but he will definitely be there. What I was going to say, if you're a collector of pictures with celebrities or autographs with celebrities, when you play in one of these events, the celebrities are much more willing to take pictures, are much more willing to give you an autograph. So if there's only 2 foursomes left, and I know the list of people that are celebrities that are coming, put it this way, I know the celebrities that are playing in my group alone,
right.
And it's worth the cost to get a foursome just to get some pictures with these guys.
Exactly. It's an exclusive course, and these celebrities, I know them well. I've come to know them well over the past few years, and they are amazing people with charitable hearts, and don't let their just, A-list status fool you, because they're all going to be willing and welcoming to all those that are out on the course, and you'll definitely get FaceTime with them. That's the best part. You get to mingle at the beginning of the day, and for the cost of a foursome or even just a single golfer to come out and play, you really can't beat the value of what you get, not to mention that it's going to the kids. So you don't want to miss it. You got to come out and join us. The best way to get involved is to head to directionsforliving.org/golf, and you can find out all the ways to get in touch. You can register online. You can see the celebrity players, and you can find out more there.
With only 8 spots left, I guarantee that they're going to go quick. I strongly suggest anybody that's listening, and we're going to send a tweet out as well to get people lined up. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do one more update with you next week, of course, to announce that it's all sold out. But
I can't wait for that. I'm excited.
We are 13 days away. Summer, I can't wait.
Thank you so much, Randy. We're looking forward to it, and we can't wait to see you and your team out on the course kicking some butt.
We will talk to you very soon. Summer Lot, everybody, and if you need information, all you have to do is go to our website, and you can get all the information for Keep Kids Safe, which is 2 weeks from yesterday, hosted by Dexter Jackson. Our group took 3rd last year. I expect to win it this year.
Gunning for it.
I'm looking at you, by the way.
Gunning for it. Well, and I'm
looking at you for a reason.
I have a little bit more support this.
It's because of you
year.
We took 3rd. Damn it!
Exactly, and I'll take that as a compliment.
Hey, tomorrow night, Uriah Faber, Scott Jorgensen. We only have about 30 seconds left. Any way Scott can pull off this upset? I don't think so.
No, I have to agree with you. Uriah is going to take this. He should. He's the favorite. Doesn't do anything for him, but he's going to win it.
And I hope Uriah Hall doesn't kill somebody tomorrow night.
Might happen.
Uriah Hall in the finale of The Ultimate Fighter. I want to thank everybody who took time out of their busy day to listen. I want to thank everybody who took time in the call, including BJ Upton and the legend himself, Steve Garvey. They both have promised to come back and talk some more baseball down the road. Hit us up on Twitter at Knockout Radio.
At KO Wegs.
Don't lie. It's at The Juicy Onion. See everybody next week.
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen,